One evening I was doom scrolling on the couch when my homie, who also goes by the name My Mom, walked by and glanced at my phone. I was watching a video of some guy standing next to a T-bar row machine yapping about something, and she asked, "What's that for?" I got curious and shot back, "What do you think it's for?" Fully knowing that she has never stepped a foot in the gym. "Well, it looks like a bench for doing sit-ups," she answered. I giggled like a little girl and then explained what it actually does. But that got me wondering, how much does the average person really know about the gym? So to get the answers we're all feeding for, I conducted a very scientific experiment called showing my mom a picture of everyday gym items and asking her what she thinks they do, and then laughing at her answers. The first picture I showed was a hack squat machine, which my mom was very confused by and said it looked like some kind of multifunctional barbell and pull-up thingy. At first I just laughed, but now looking back I kinda see it too. Although I don't know why would someone create a piece of equipment like that in the first place. It's like something you'd see AI come up with in 2023. Okay, this is getting weird now. It's like when you repeat a word a bunch of times and it loses its meaning.
Logan Paul, 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 Logan Paul.
The next image was a seated calf raise, which my mom sophisticatedly called some sort of nonsense for legs. And she was right. It is some sort of sitting nonsense for your calves. But then she quickly changed her answer to, wait, actually is it a bench for sit-ups? So I asked her where would you lay down to do the full sit-up. She just got quiet for a second and then said, alright, now I'm lost. So I just told her it's for doing sitting calf raises. And she said, quote, wow, a mechanism so complicated for training your groin. I somehow missed that while interviewing her. But listening back to the recording, I nearly pissed my pants when I heard her say groin. And when I later went to clarify what she meant,
what do you mean by that?
She said, no, I meant for your ankles. So that's that. Next was a pec deck or a chest fly machine, which my mom somehow instantly knew what it was, although she didn't know the name of the exercise or how the whole machine itself was called, but she just showed how it works charade style, with sound effects included. And then called it Hugs or the hug machine. It kinda surprised me that she knew how it worked, but I guess this one is common ball knowledge. Looking back at the image right now, I see how it's easy to see how it works. I don't know why I thought it would be a curveball. Next up, assisted pull-up or dip machine. To what my mom reacted very confidently with, oh, I know this one too. You have to push this part up and down with your arms. And then she made more beautiful sound effects. Being the true gentleman that I am, I giggled like a little girl before telling her she's way off and what it actually does. She then replied, well, I would do what I said, which got me thinking that if you want, you can just use machines however the hell you like, and it could still be kinda effective. Like you could do pretty decent tricep pushdowns with this machine. Did my mom just create a new meta for 5 p.m. lifting? Then I pulled up a preacher curl bench and said that this one is easy. She said, yeah, this one is definitely the sit-up bench. You could somehow do it if you're a contortionist. I don't know if every non-gym person thinks like this, but my mom apparently thinks that every machine at the gym is for sit-ups. I couldn't contain myself and started laughing. So our test subject said, I don't know what else it could be for, and it's photographed from the other side. And when I revealed what it actually is, she was like, oh well duh, you could also read books on it. So gyms run a secret preacher curl book club apparently. The last machine I showed her was a lat pull down machine, to which I again said it was a simple one. And this time I was right. She didn't know the name of the machine, but knew how it worked. I feel like there's a pattern here. For every machine that she's been able to guess, there's a bodyweight park gym version of it. I think that my mom is hiding the fact that she's secretly been working out at the park with the local hobos. Then I switched it up a little, and instead of machines, I showed her some common gym accessories. The first one was lifting straps, which to my huge surprise, she got instantly and even knew what they were called. This one got me flabbergasted. I remember I was like 2 years into lifting already when I found out about them. So either I'm just slow or my mom actually knows ball. But don't get too confident, mom, because next are wrist wraps. I was sure she was going to say it's the same thing as the last one. But then she said it's a belt for your lower back. And once again, while I giggled and wrote down her answer, she changed it to resistance bands, which was a much better guess. And I see why she would think that, but it's still incorrect. When I finally explained what it was, she said it looked a lot bigger in the picture. Just to prove that scale doesn't matter, I showed her an actual lifting belt, and to no surprise she instantly got it. It just looks like an oversized belt, and I think that most people have seen strongmen have these joints on. Next up I showed a foam roller, At first I thought this might be too easy, but then I considered that this is a pretty new technology for the gym world, if I'm not mistaken, so it's pretty interesting if she knows what it is. And drumroll please. She said I have zero clue. Maybe a speaker? Then she said, I don't know, maybe it's a dumbbell? I guess I could see it being a speaker. But a dumbbell? Not so much. And then finally she said, maybe it's a thing to put on a barbell or a dumbbell for a bigger grip? And considering the scale factor once again, that's actually a really solid guess. It does look nearly identical to fat grips. And I don't even know how she knows about that, to be honest. So this one was interesting. Then came a landmine attachment, which I was 100% sure she wouldn't know, because I spent way too long seeing this thing in the gym and feeling uncomfortable because I had no idea what the hell it was. And to my huge shock, she actually figured it out pretty fast. Obviously she couldn't tell the name of it. Well, maybe you put a barbell into this end? Not feeling completely certain as she was saying, but she did get it right. So it turns out that my mom is actually the real gym bro and should run this channel, not me. Next was a forearm gripper. I remember when these were really popping on social media, and everyone got them and then just completely forgot about them half a year later. But shocker alert, my mom isn't too big on gym talk, so she said it's a jump rope. I mean, it looks exactly like it, but my rude ass still said, but where's the rope? And she said, maybe it's a zipline sliding thingy. This guess kinda makes no sense because why would there be a zipline in the gym? But I can still kinda see the vision. Then I threw the biggest curveball at her and showed her a picture of this kind of barbell clips, to which she said, it's the same as the last one. My devious plan worked. Once I explained what they actually are, she said, I thought that it was something like that, but I didn't say it. After that, I pulled out another subcategory and showed her some supplements. First was a tub of pre-workout, from which I removed the caffeine and similar writings to make it more difficult, but she knew it instantly and said, you guys take this for energy at the gym. Then I asked where the energy comes from, and she said, well, I'm not sure, but I don't think it's caffeine. In other words, I think my mom thinks we do drugs every time we go to the gym. Next I showed her creatine. She also knew this one immediately and said that it's for muscle mass and that you get the same thing from eating a bunch of red meat. I think moms of gym bros specifically know this one by heart, from their kids begging them to buy it when they were 15, trying their best to explain what it is and that it's not steroids. And my mom is no exception apparently. Now for the last one, I showed her a picture of a loaded bar and asked her how much weight this could be and whether it's impressive to bench this much. And she answered as follows. My dearest son Racco, I'm considering this could be perhaps 250 pounds, given that each plate presumably weighs 55 pounds and the barbell itself weighing 30 pounds. And I was very saddened to enlighten her to be mistaken. She was pretty close though, not gonna lie. And when I asked her whether it's an impressive bench, she said it's not bad, not too good, but not too bad either. Then she got quiet for a second and then presumably remembered that I told her I hit 225 last summer and then changed her answer to, actually it is pretty impressive. If my speculation for why she changed her answer is correct, then that's the sweetest thing ever. So if you bench 2 plates or more, you're a Sigma by my mom's book. I hope you enjoyed this very scientific experiment as much as I did. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.